So for about 7 years now, if not a little bit longer, we have been dedicating our channel and everything I've been doing to help educate churches about the importance of media ministry. Now, I think I want to present to you a case today of something that I think is very important. A lot of churches have already done this, not that many, but I want to bring this to an attention. And again, I don't have I got my dad's Bible over here, but I'm not trying to break that out. I just want to have a conversation with you about, you see the title, the Minister of Technology. Where do I even start with this? I think the case that I make that I think that churches need to expand and have like a minister of technology that helps administer technology throughout the ministry is, as much as I do this, there's so much stuff out there that I can't keep up with. And with that being said, because technology is changing so fast, it's hard to be up to date on everything that's available, but also to run that stuff in the media ministry, run it in music ministry, but then also educate the church on that as well too. So like I think of a for Christian education, if you have something like that, that's over keeping everybody organized and moving forward when it comes to Christian education in the church with Sunday school, Bible study, whatever that is encompassing. I really think that a minister of technology is needed, not just to be somebody that's associated with the media. They could be a part of it, but it needs to be somebody outside of that, because a lot of the stuff that I do, yes, it's technical. Honestly, about 30%, surprisingly, of what I do is technical. 70% is trying to get this straight. I spend more time trying to educate the capabilities of what the technology can do with the people that have a nicest way of saying it, a 15th century approach in a 21st century world. Just little stuff, for example, of people are still, handing out flyers, knocking on doors. There's nothing the matter with that, but there are other things that can be done, like ads and online stuff. But a lot of people don't know that. And I think the nicest way I can say this is groupthink, unfortunately, most of the time is stupid thinking. The reason I say that is most of the time when you have a group, they are a group of their peers amongst themselves. So like a church is voting on what to do, but then there's no other outside influence that comes in to help educate, to give knowledge. So if you got a group of people, like for example, you got a church that wants to get younger people involved, but they only talk to themselves, which are the same ones that allowed it to get to the place that it's doing. How do you get new insight on an issue if you don't seek any type of counsel outside? Again, that's what I do for my company, is I come in, somebody who's not a part of the church and is able to, who's been out there seeing what churches are doing, help moving forward, being with technology, and bringing to their attention what can be done. I've had so many churches where they're like, oh, we just want a camera. And I'm like, well, did you ever think about two? We don't need two. Well, what if you have a wedding? What if you have a funeral? What about the baptismal pool? You can get rid of the big mirror. Oh, we didn't think about that. Because again, they were only thinking amongst themselves. And sometimes they're not even going and visiting other churches to ask of their input. So I think for me, a minister of technology is somebody that helps have a point person looking out there to see what technology is, associating with other folks, like on our Facebook group or on channels like mine or church media creators, any of the kind of channels that teach on this stuff. But their sole role is maybe not to necessarily implement that stuff, but to help educate the church to see what capabilities are there. For example, I mentioned the church media creators because they brought to the attention in a video that I'm doing a follow-up video to about the changes to Facebook on the 19th of 2025, where any live stream they're deleting after 30 days. Again, there's no way for me to be aware of all that stuff, but thankfully being in collaboration with other people, I handle one piece, they handle another piece, and we're a team. We all work together, and that educated me so that I can inform other people about it. So the idea is you have somebody that's aware of that, and now they come back to the church and say, hey, say like Pastor Paul, he's doing morning manna that's on Facebook and it's being live streamed. And it's like, now, hey, Pastor Paul, because of these changes, I think what we need to do is you continue doing what you're doing, but we're going to put it on a different platform and just share that to Facebook, or keep doing it for maybe about 2 to 3 weeks, but direct everybody to YouTube to circumvent the changes that are coming around, or to let other people know of the changes in technology that can help benefit the ministry in general, like helping other churches be like, hey, you're doing this. Hey, this other ministry, the media ministry, has the technology. Why don't we bring y'all together? Because y'all might not be aware of what the media ministry is doing. And that helps take a load off the media ministry for them to do everything that they're doing and still go back and try and educate people on how they can help. It's like, hey, can I help you? You know, I can help you. You know, I can help you. And most of the time, people don't want to do that. But if you have somebody that's designated and empowered with the role of making sure technology is integrated and they're a bridge between different ministries, that's what I envision and see what a minister of technology to help administer the technology throughout the church. It's about putting a role in place that's dedicated for somebody to help facilitate all of the technology that the church can use. Again, I say this from a standpoint of like, yes, I've done that role. I'm kind of in that role right now, not for any given ministry, but you need somebody that's kind of like oversight, that's outside, that can look impartially. I'm not a part of the media ministry. I'm not a part of this one. And just be like, look, hey, technology can help this, because technology is just a tool that's going to help facilitate sharing the gospel in a more effective digital way because of all the changes that are being done. Like, I can honestly say, if a church is still trying to do 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20th century stuff in a 21st century world, we're already behind the 8 ball. So I think, again, this wasn't going to be a long video. I just want you to think about it. Do you think it's time for us to have a minister of technology? Now, again, I've said I know some churches that already have that. And please, I need some discussion with this. If you have something like that, please leave a comment down below, because this is one of those things that we're kind of like a fork in the road where I believe the church needs to make a change, because it's kind of getting obvious that we need to do this stuff. And the more begrudgingly that we fight to implement technology or use it at the leverage level that we can, we're kind of just sabotaging ourselves. For those who are still like I'll bring one up. If your church is still only doing Zoom, as a minister of technology, I would come in and say, hey, that's fine, but we're never going to reach more people with just doing Zoom unless y'all are giving that information out. And to give that information out, you would need to post it. And that's not really the safest thing, because now people, if you give the meeting number and the password and you put it out to the entire world, yes, you can have other people there, but you can also have hecklers getting there. I don't know if people forget when people were hijacking Zoom meetings and stuff like that. You want to be secure with what you're doing. But again, Zoom, you're never going to be able to get the same full audience in Zoom, which is actually going on live right then, compared to like services like YouTube and things like that, to where people can watch it live, but then after the fact as well too. It's bringing those type of discussions up that, yeah, it looks like it's a solution, but it's short term. Are we implementing technology that is not just suited for how it's helping the ministry right now and the congregation right now. Can we use this technology in a way that's going to benefit the congregation and the church, but the world at large, since that is the mission, the Great Commission of what our mission is? So I think I just want to see what y'all are thinking about that, because that just popped in my mind that I've been helping so many churches. And like I said, it's been trying to educate them on how technology is not an enemy, but I'm seeing the stress and the frustration of the media ministry having to juggle using all this technology, but then try and educate people, and mainly trying to get people from putting roadblocks in the way when they really don't know anything on how this technology can be worked, because they have a 20th century, 19th century mindset that has to change if we're in the 21st century when it comes to ministry. But like I said, I'm inviting conversation about this, really want to talk about it, and just bring this as a suggestion to churches in general, because I really think this can help us all move forward if we have one person that's dedicated to making sure the church that's the person that has their ear to the ground. They're associating with communities like ours and other ones that are on the forefront of seeing what's coming around, with the purpose of using technology to share the gospel throughout the world. And then it just helps that person be the one that's kind of oversight with all the ministries and bring them together and take the load off of media ministries, because that's a lot to juggle, as well as doing the slides, doing the presentations, the cameras, the video editing, all the stuff that it takes for a media ministry. But let me know. And I think that's about it. So if you like that type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, the way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.